Hey, this is Penny. I got a question for you. Are you getting the results you want in life? Are you seeing the life that you want to live? Or are you experiencing something that in your life you don't like and you don't know how to change? I am Penny Wilson. I am a mental, emotional strength mentor. I am a business owner and I am a student of life. So, my question for you is, do you know what you really want? Do you know what you want to feel? And do you know how to get that figured out? My guess is you might be in a place where I was, because a few years ago, I was in a place where I hurt so much, I couldn't even see what I wanted. I couldn't get it figured out to, like, it was like I was drowning. There was this water up over my head, and I couldn't see what I wanted because all of this emotional pain was on my heart. So, I was in a place where I didn't like my results. I didn't like where my life was going, and it felt like I was drowning. Um, and I could only see what I didn't like about my life. It was kind of a strange irony that I could only see what I didn't like. So what happened was I finally got to a point where I became like a phoenix, and I decided that I needed to burn down the old so the new could be reborn. And so that's my question for you today is, do you know what to do differently? Do you know what to change? And if you want different results, logic would mean that you got to do something differently, right? I'm sure you've heard that before. Um, that's where I was. I wanted to figure out what to do, but I didn't know what it was. And if you're in a place where you want to figure it out, I'm here to help you. So what I where I was I couldn't see clearly. I didn't know what I want, as I mentioned, and I didn't feel safe in my life. I didn't feel like I could be myself. I felt like I was constantly being shut down, and there were other people, that voices that were telling me who they said I was versus the person inside who I believed that I was. And I had to learn how to believe in myself regardless of what anybody else said or did. But it constantly felt like I was living in fear. And it seemed like the more I tried to do everything that I felt like I could do, all the ideas that I got to get better, it seemed like the results of my life and my life's experiences got worse. So it was like I was banging my head against the wall. It was awful. So I'm looking at a paper over there that's helping me know where I am. So what happened next was I finally got to a point where I needed a mentor. I reached out to a friend and I found somebody that could help me. And I knew that I was at a place where I was at this place where I couldn't see, right? And I knew that I needed help to be able to get more than what I had. And that mentor, she led me to a book called The Desire Map. So this is it. It's amazing. And the Desire Map taught me how to actually separate like all of my current experiences. They were like in this big yarn, this tangled ball of yarn. And it taught me how to separate what I didn't want in my past and what I did want in the future. There were things that it went through in the book about your identity and creating what you want and figuring out the emotions that you want to feel. And I was able to work through that book to separate the past from the future. And what it taught in the book was how to write a new life story. So it was so beautiful. And it was great to be able to write that story. And I listened to that story over and over again. And that's what I would love to work with you, how to do that. Some of the things that I figured out didn't work. If you are looking for life results that are different, I would love to be able to work with you to do that. What I figured out didn't work in creating that life story was in that place where I was experiencing the things that I didn't like about my life. I figured out it didn't work, that I was trying to live someone else's story. There was other people that believed expectations of things that I should do that weren't me. They weren't what I wanted. I also figured out that I had to decide my value by what I decided about me is true, and not by what other people said or what other people felt or what their feelings were. I thought maybe I could do something differently that would help them feel differently. Well, I realized that that's not my job. My job isn't what other people feel. My job is to control or manage or change what I feel, what I do, what I think, and what I decide about me. So I learned the boundaries between who I am and who other people are, and what I can choose and what I can't choose. So it was a beautiful experience to go through that transformation and figure out what didn't work and realize what did work. So in the middle of that pain, I did figure out, like I said, how to make those decisions about me and build that belief in myself. There were several different tools that I used at the time to build that belief in myself. And I was able to transform my life's experiences based on building this belief. And I learned how to make the decisions, as I mentioned, and what I also was able to learn to decide what I would allow in my life and my experience and my reality, and what I wouldn't allow. Learned how to put up boundaries that kept me safe, because I didn't know how to do that before. That was really big. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm at on my paper. And okay, so creating that life story, that is so huge. So if you're in a place where you're experiencing the reality of things that you don't like about your life, and you want to figure out what to do differently, my invitation to you today is to write a new life story. Write the story that's going to bring you joy. Write the story that you want. And sometimes that starts with looking at what your pain is and seeing what you don't like about your life, and then turning it over into what you do want it to be. I believe that we experience that pain in our lives because it's not truly who we are. And that book talks about that. So highly recommend the book. It's amazing. If you are in a place where you're looking for a mentor, you want someone to help you work through how to write this life story for you, I would love to be able to be there for you, to support you, and help you to move forward. I invite you to jump on a 30-minute mentoring call with me. I have a Calendly account, and we can jump on a call, talk for a few minutes, and we'll help to figure out what you're experiencing, where you're at, what you don't like, and what you do want. And I can give you some tips and some suggestions. My favorite thing to do is help you to find that story inside yourself. I think I have been given a gift to ask questions that help people connect with their heart and their desire to be able to get those answers outside of them. I truly believe that the lesson is inside of the learner. So that's something that I've learned through my mentoring, being mentored by other people, is that I have experienced, for me, the biggest transformation when that mentor has asked me those magical questions that help me find the answers inside. So that's my desire, and my hope for you is that you will find those desires inside of yourself, and to be able to create that life for yourself that you truly do want. Because I know that you have a purpose. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here listening to my video. I just trust that the world, serendipity, whatever you want to call it, is bringing those people to watch this video that truly know that they have a life's purpose and something that you're born to do. So I would love to be able to work with you. Jump on a call with me, 30 minutes. We'll figure out where you're at and what, if we're a good fit, and if you feel like there's a match there. So there is a link on my Facebook page, my business Facebook page. It's called Elevate Your Fitness. So you can go onto Facebook, look up Elevate Your Fitness, and there's a contact us button on there. You can jump on that call. And there will also be a link on the YouTube video below in the description. So if you want to figure out what you want, I would love to work with you. And like I said, I know that there's a purpose, and I truly hope that you will be brave and that you'll stand up and you'll break free from what's stopping you so that you can do what you're born to do. See you on the other side. You are enough, you are worth it, and you matter. See you next time.